Well, 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 look who's back. Welcome everybody to a new 2015 Georgia Archery's Week in Review. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, everybody knows, anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. So how's everybody doing? Doing good? I've been working on some indoor, that's why I'm sitting in the range today. Got a little indoor shooting, George hashtag extra middle. I'm gonna drop the boom, whatever else you want to call it. We're working hard. Anyway, so what happened this past weekend? Well, there's been lots of weekends since we talked about, but there's been lots of things. Well, 3D kicked off. It's January, so there's been a couple of shoots for 3D, and the Buckeye Plantation ended up with about 50 shooters on a rainy day a couple of weekends ago. This past weekend, which was week to Saturday, was the ATA show, which is the archery trade show. And it's got all the new products, all your shops went up there, order stuff, touch and feel new products. And they will be getting them in the shop shortly. So, you know, I've seen a bunch of pictures, a bunch of cool stuff up there. I didn't go this year, so it's just the way things work. So, you know, that's what happened between now and then, and here we are today. And so let's talk about, I put out a video earlier, well, I guess it was last Friday, Saturday, about some big ASA news. And I know everybody's waiting on it, but let's go. Well, what's going on this weekend? Lancaster Archery is starting their classic. They do it every year, their indoor classic. We got a couple of Georgians heading up that way. Good luck to you. You can watch that on internet. They're gonna film it live, so check it out. See if you can catch a couple of Georgia archers up there slinging arrows. Up in North Carolina, Davy Mountain Archery is doing their thing this weekend. Benson Shooters is putting on a 3D tournament this weekend. Rocky Branch is in the house for the weekend. And the NFAA Unmarked 3D Championships down in Fort Lauderdale. I'm not sure if we got some Georgians going. I know some people were talking about it. So if they are, send me a message, tell me how you're doing, and we'll post it up. Well, on Saturday, North 40 Archery Club is doing their thing. Sweetwater Archery Club is back at it again. And Friday night and Saturday, Evans County is holding an indoor event to raise money for their JOAD team. And that's where I will be. I'm taking a quite big group down there to shoot, so I'll have some pictures from that event. And on Sunday, Redneck Archery Club is back up and running, and Bad to the Bone Archery Club is on the list. So there's several 3Ds, a couple of indoors, and a championship already this week. Get out there and sling some arrows. Okay. I know you've been wanting to know about the news. I have in my hand the paperwork. Let's see if you can read it. ASA, well anyway. 2015 Georgia State Federation ASA Shooter of the Year. Yes, I said that correctly. ASA is actually going to do a Shooter of the Year for the state of Georgia this year. We had to have 6 qualifiers. We got more than 6 on the list. We're working on getting a list so that everybody knows where it's at, when it's at, and how it is. How it works. The competitors must compete in at least 3 scheduled qualifiers and the state championship to be eligible for Shooter of the Year. Must include all the classes, even the amateur classes are included in this. Must have an average of 3 paying competitors. In other words, they've got to have at least 3 people in your class besides you, or 2 people in your class besides you. ASA does have a Shooter of the Year plaque. and you should be able to win that. Points for it. This is what everybody's asking. Points. 50 points for participation. When you show up, you get 50 points. 1 point for each competitor you beat. There's 30 in the class. Including yourself, you get 29 extra points if you finish first. 5 points extra for first place, 3 points for second place, and 1 point for third place. So examples are, third place, 15 in the class, you get 50 points plus 1 point for third place and 12 points for the number you beat. That equals 63 points. Okay, everybody knows Shooter of the Year. This is awesome. We ain't done this in years. I think, if I ain't mistaken, I was the last one. The last year they did it, I won Shooter of the Year. That's been a little while ago now, several years. But I am happy to see this. I think it'll drive participation to the qualifiers because you get 50 points for showing up. Georgia Archery has a web page, which everybody knows, www.georgiaarchery.com. We're going to have a page that says ASA Shooter of the Year. It has these rules on it, so you can go read them if you want to. And then at the bottom, as qualifiers happen, we will update who is in the lead for each category. In other words, if you're in hunter class, if you're in novice class, if you're in open trophy A, B, or A, B, C, semi-pro, however you want to. Whichever class you shoot, we'll have an update of where everybody stands. Right now, as it stands, everybody's tied for first. Nobody shot a qualifier yet, at least the numbers we haven't seen yet. So keep up with that. It's going to be a link across the top. It'll be ASA Shooter of the Year. It'll be a link, a web page to go to the page. You can read these rules and it'll have the updated as it comes. Now forgive me, I'm not doing the updating. I'm not keeping up with it. I'm just going to upload it so that everybody can see it. So if it takes a little while for it to get there, give us a few minutes. But I think this is great information. Well, did you miss me? It's been fun. I've enjoyed my relaxing, not having to get up and film videos every week, but I do this for you. If you know of a shoot that's not on my calendar, my calendar is slam full, and it keeps getting fuller, more full every week. If you know somebody that's on the calendar, go check it out. You can click it to the webpage. If you're not on the calendar, send me an email, georgiaarchery@gmail.com, and I will make sure to get it on the calendar. Also, I'm pulling the shop list and the club list. I'm going to pull them down, I'm going to rework them, and I'm going to put them back up. If you want to be on that list, you must send me an email, a message on Facebook, something with all the information. I'll have a form that you can fill out with all the information. That way everybody wants an address. You can't just, we go through the GON, which everybody uses. You go through there and it says Benson Shooters shooting this weekend. Well, where the heck is Benson Shooters? It doesn't have the information. You got to cover that stuff. And that's my point, is I'm trying my best to get all of that information in one location, easy to look at. Some things that you need to know coming up. The weekend after the 31st, Putnam County is having an indoor archery shoot for their 4-H team. You can register online, you can look it up on Facebook, Putnam County 4-H Archery. There's a link to it on the webpage, that kind of stuff. And they're having a shoot, so register now because we've got about a week longer for registration. There's several others. South Georgia, they're having one on the 31st down in Lowndes for the Lowndes County 4-H. I think it's at, what's the name of it? I just lost it. Anyway, you can find that information. I have it linked on the Facebook page and on the website. And then the next week on the 7th, there's Terrell County's having a 4-H shoot, and Morgan County's having a 4-H shoot. So those are things that you need to try to pre-register for, send information for, because when they're doing indoor, you got to come up with a target butt. When you're doing 3D, you just show up, sign up, and walk through the course. But you have to assign targets for indoor and outdoor events. So pre-registration is key. And then we have Joad State Indoor, regular state indoor. The next week we have Vegas coming up. We have lots of things indoor coming up, and then there's 3D shoots galore. And if I just started naming all of them now, we'd be here for a week. So, but the indoor things are things that you need to pre-register for. The GAA is having their indoor JOAT and indoor state, and their information is out there. Also, we are lucky enough to have the U.S. Archery National Indoor in the state of Georgia. So you don't have to even travel out of the state to shoot the national event. And that paperwork will be out, and you can register for that event. So those are things that are coming up that we need to talk about. Other things that I'm going to cover, I am going to do more other shop information. I'm going to try my best to go to a shop, at least once a month with different people, show different products and that kind of thing. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to interview more people, more time doors, but indoor season, I am shooting. Outdoor season, not so much, and I'll shoot some 3Ds, of course, but indoor season is I'm working on trying to at least be decent at indoor. It's something I've always wanted to do, and so I'm working hard at getting there. I think that's about it, so until next time, take someone, teach them how to shoot a bow. It'll last them a lifetime. Until then, I'm Big John. We'll see ya!
Be sure to subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and find all of it on our webpage.